Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie, and for those of you that are new here, welcome. Today's video, I wanted to talk about my 2025 goals for the Child Care Center. Now, for those of you that have been following me, know that I'm actually back to doing home daycare as well. But this video, I wanted to talk about and concentrate on the center goals specifically. Reason being is that this upcoming year, 2025, is my last full year on my lease. My lease does expire in August of 2026. So this is definitely going to be a make it or break it year, a tell-all year, whether or not the center continues on past, summer of 2026. A lot's going to play into that factor with this upcoming year. And the biggest thing is going to be, the financial status of the center. It has to make financial sense in order for me to continue on. I do have new owners of the property, so I don't know if that's even going to be a possibility. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be, because the building literally was designed to be a daycare center. So for another company to come in, they would have to revamp the whole entire thing. So I don't feel that I have to worry about that, as much as I need to make sure that financially I'm on the right path to continue, in this journey of owning a child care center. For those of you that are new to my channel, I previously ran a home daycare, a large home daycare, for 4 years prior to opening my center. My first attempt in opening the center was in September of 2021. We were only open a little under 2 months because COVID was still a factor and we just couldn't get the enrollment. So I paused the center, I closed down, and I reopened in April of 2022. And we have been open ever since. Right now, one of my biggest goals for 2025 is to increase my enrollment at the center. I would like, ideally, another 15 to 20 children in my center. We lost 10 kids over the summer for kindergarten, and we lost a couple of families in the fall due to them moving. And some of the families, when they leave, they have siblings. So you're not just taking a hit financially for one child, you could be taking a hit for 2 or 3 children. And so I have not put a lot of pressure on enrollment the second half of 2024, just because I knew I was stepping down as the director and just focusing more on ownership once again and bringing on a new director for the day-to-day task. And I wanted to make sure she felt comfortable in that role. I wanted to make sure she was properly trained in that role. There's a lot that goes on, with operating a commercial center daily. She has to deal with licensing, the health department, the fire department. There's so many things, 50 plus families, 10 staff members. So I didn't want to overwhelm her with the responsibility, as well as, concentrating or worrying about, beefing up enrollment once again. Now, we have had several kids enroll this past fall. Are we back at the number we were this time last year? No, sadly, I do not think we are. I am one teacher heavy right now. I mean, realistically, we can bring on these 15 or 20 kids and work with the staff that we have, because that's kind of where our numbers are at. So my number one goal is definitely to get enrollment. So now, how am I going to get enrollment? One of the things I'm going to be implementing this year is the return of summer camp. My first summer, we did summer camp. I want to say we had around 14 children. Our downfall to that was the ages. I think we did ages 5 to 12, and that was just too drastic of an age difference. This year I will scale that back, and I think we're going to do 6 to 10. I would like the children to at least be out of kindergarten, and I don't want, them at the higher end, like 5th, 6th grade, because then they just get bored. We will use one of our staff members that we currently have, and then I will bring someone else on board, whether that just be for field trip days or all 5 days. That's to be determined. The program will run 9 weeks, the second week of June through the second or third week of August. It will be theme related. I think I'm going to piggyback off what I did that first year. We did Amazing Race Week, Survivor Week, Shark Week. Each week I'd like to do a water activity. Each week I'd like to do a park activity where we can rent a pavilion and have lunch. And then each week a theme-related field trip. I am also contemplating doing drop-in care for summer camp, and it would strictly just be for summer camp. I've never done that with any other age group, nor will I. But for summer camp, I feel like there may be some families out there that don't need care 5 days a week, or that would just like their children to go on field trips. So I think I will figure that total out. The children will have to bring their lunches, since we did go to family packed lunches this past year. So that would be a change from our first year of doing summer camp. And also the way that I bill them. That first year, they paid a weekly fee, and then they paid a one-time upfront field trip fee, or they got to I think select the field trips that they wanted to go on, and then they would pay for those. This year, I'm going to roll it all into one thing. The only thing they'll have to do is bring their lunch. So summer camp hours are typically between 9 and 4. Another way to generate revenue is that if they do need care before 9 a.m. or after 4 p.m. for an additional fee, they could be there the traditional daycare hours, 6:30 to 6. So that is always another way to make a little bit extra money as well. Another way to gain enrollment is that I am going to be offering private preschool again this year. This past year we did not do it. Our first year we had private preschool for ages 3 and 4-year-olds. I don't believe we ended up with any 4-year-olds. We didn't open until April, so I feel like we were kind of late to the game when we decided to test out this private preschool theory. I want to say we didn't even roll this out until like July or June, and so most 4-year-olds, they had already signed up for a program. So this year we're definitely going to do it this spring and see if we can't get 2 different classes. The 3-year-old class would meet twice a week, the 4-year-old class would meet 3 times a week. I will use the teachers that I have in place right now for both those classrooms and then bring on an additional teacher. That would be Monday through Friday in the mornings, because the private preschools would only be in the mornings, and she would be, that second teacher with these teachers. One of the changes that I'm going to make this go around was that the first year we did private preschool, we just had those private preschool kids in their own classroom. And then our teacher, stepped away from her class for those 2 days a week, taught this in the morning 2 days a week, and then went back to her classroom. This year, I'm not going to do that. They are going to join the existing class, especially having 2 teachers in the classroom. I think before we only used 1 teacher, and so it made sense ratio-wise. But this year we are going to have a second teacher. So the way that'll work is that all children will be together in the mornings, and then when time for lunch, the private preschool end, they will go home. Our regular students will, have lunch and then continue on in the afternoon with their class. So I'm hoping that again, is another way to generate money. And it's a good way to generate future enrollments, because I know when we did that first year, the private preschool for the 3-year-olds, we did get some of them on then for full time. We do follow the school calendar. So in that aspect, they're gone for 2 weeks at Christmas break, they're gone for, Easter break, and then the school year ends at the end of May. So we were able to, keep a hold of some of those kids, and they came on our program full time as 4-year-olds. So that would always be a benefit as well next year if that happens. So aside from enrollment and the financial aspect of things for 2025, another big focus of mine is going to be staff training. Now this year we are going to a national training conference. My preschool teacher, my pre-K teacher, my director, and myself. It's a 3-day conference. I'm really excited about this. We had never done anything like this before, but we're really excited about this opportunity just to be amongst, people in our same profession, on our same grade level. I'm excited to hopefully meet other owners, other directors. And another thing I wanted to implement at the center along these lines of training is to start up my own little training camp, and maybe a couple of times a year have teachers from all over in the area meet for one afternoon and divided into classrooms, whether one Saturday it's preschool teachers, and just give them an avenue where they can collaborate together, where they can bounce ideas off of each other, where they can talk about what works, what doesn't work, at their center. This would have nothing to do with trying to gain knowledge of other centers or anything like that. This would specifically be teachers being able to connect with peers in the same field, in the same grade level. Even though we have 10 teachers total in our building, the infant teachers, what they do in their classroom is completely different than what our preschool teachers do. So if I'm able to give the teachers an opportunity, again, to have someone on their same level and their same, predicament and their same situations every day, be able to talk things through, bounce ideas off of, I would love that. And I think it would be so beneficial. So that's one of the projects that I plan on implementing this year. So I really hope that takes off as well. We will be having our 3rd-year anniversary party, which is exciting. That'll be this April, and I believe our anniversary falls on a Friday, so that's really exciting. Our first year, we did a big anniversary party after hours. Our 2nd year, we opted to do an in-house anniversary party because we actually did a Valentine's dance last year with a DJ and a photo booth and all of that. So instead of doing the same thing 2 months later, we just did, an in-house anniversary party, which I thought turned out really well. We did like ice cream sundaes and stuff for the kids. So this year being our third year, I definitely want to go back to that evening dance party. This year's theme is a Hawaiian luau, so we're very excited about that. Our first year we did the 80s like neon dance party. And there's so much stuff you can do with a luau. I mean, Dollar Tree has such amazing products, Hobby Lobby, Oriental Trading. I'm so excited to start planning this party. And I'm really excited that it's our third anniversary because 3 is my lucky number, along with 7. So if we could ever get to that 7th anniversary, that would just be, you know, icing on the cake. But I'm definitely excited about our 3rd year anniversary party. And these anniversary parties, you know, my staff just comes as themselves. They come with their families. It's a time for everyone to celebrate. I don't have my staff work these parties. You know, this is a time to celebrate with the families, with our community, and just, you know, all get together and have a good time. We serve food, we have desserts, we have games and stuff like that. So it's always a good time. So that'll be this April. So that's something to look forward to as well. I feel like when I start talking about all of these things, it seems like they're so soon, you know, even though it's only December, but it's like, oh my gosh, you know, if I want to start summer camp enrollment, you know, in February, March, like it's just a couple of months away. So this is definitely going to be a busy year. Hopefully it's going to be a great year. Like I said, you know, when I write down my goals on paper and I really take a long look at them and really think about what they mean to me, what they mean to my program, you know, I need to make this happen. And when I think back 3 years ago, I had made a video just feeling so defeated. I had shut down the center after that first go around because I couldn't get enrollment because COVID was still going on. And to think where I'm at now, I'm just so happy because I was really defeated 3 years ago, thinking that what have I done? I've sunk all this money into it, all this time into a program. You know, is my dream blowing up in front of my face? And it hasn't. And, you know, and it ended up turning around. And it takes a lot of determination to come back from something like that. You know, being an entrepreneur is in my blood. I've had so many family members that are entrepreneurs or, you know, had been an entrepreneur, and it's a lot of work. You know, working with children is a lot of work. Starting, even doing the home daycare is a lot of work. I think back to, you know, those 4 years that I did home daycare that first time, feeling defeated those first couple of months, not being able to get enrollment and what can I do? And, you know, so that first go around with the center, when that happened, I was shocked because I thought, oh, I'm going to have this great program. I have this beautiful building and all this is going to happen. And when it didn't, it really rocked me to the core. And I'm just so grateful that I didn't give up my dream. I didn't give up on it. And that I continued, you know, to make that dream a reality. And so if you guys ever take away anything from my journey, for those of you that have been following me, please take that away, is that you will have so many highs and lows, so many ups and downs in this field. And some days you're on top of the world, and the next day you have 3 families move, you know, and you're losing kids, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, what's going to happen? But it always works out how it's supposed to work out. And 2024 has definitely been the year of transition for my program, but it's been a great year, you know, and I can only hope that 2025 is going to be even better. And I have that mindset going into 2025 that this is it. You know, we are approaching the finish line, and how do you want to finish? Do you want to, you know, are you done? Are you, once you get to that finish line, you know, it's over? Or do you have enough gas in you to keep going? You know, do you want to push it more? Do you want to continue on? And like I said, a big thing is, you know, financially, and I've always been real on this channel about it. You know, one of the perks of working for yourself and having home daycare is that you can make as much money as you want. And the reality is that, you know, I'm not getting any younger. There are, you know, retirement is closer now than it's ever been. And so how do I make that a reality? How do I set myself up for the future that, you know, I am wanting? And one of those ways is to make sure that I have a business that is, you know, generating income. The one thing that I hope that you guys have been able to take away from me filming my journey over these past couple of years is my determination. I have seen so many highs and lows, so many ups and downs, you know, my sister with me, my sister not with me, my sister with me moving, me shutting down one home daycare, opening up another, you know, opening a center, having to pause the center, reopening the center. My journey, I feel like, is probably like no other childcare provider on here. I don't know. You know, we each have our own story, we each have our own journey, and I learned so much from each and every one of you. I love, you know, getting comments and getting feedback from you guys. I love watching my fellow providers' videos as well. I am super excited because one of my fellow providers, Geraldine from Sunny Patch Preschool, is actually my neighbor now. We live about 20 minutes away. So over this past year, we've been able to meet and form a friendship and just, you know, have so much fun together. You know, both of us doing YouTube, both of us, you know, doing home daycare. She at one point was going to do a center. We have so much in common. You know, I love living so close to her that we actually, you know, get to meet up and hang out and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to leave her link in this description below. Please follow her on here. She has such an amazing program, such an amazing outdoor preschool program. All of my providers that all my fellow providers that I follow and watch on here, I learn so much from each and every one of you. We are all so unique in our own ways, and our programs are all so different, even though we're all in the same field. And, you know, it's just such a great community. And 2024 has just blessed me with so much knowledge from you all. And I thank all of you viewers for watching me and watching this journey, for all my fellow providers for inspiring me. And I hope that 2025 brings us all so much joy. You know, always follow your dreams, always know that, you know, things work out for a reason. And with that being said, Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2025.